Hello Internet, I'm me. And still don't have that freaking video for you guys yet. Hold on. No. This time, you're getting in front of them. Hello, folks. Sorry. But this right here is the source of all your problems. Why don't you go ahead and tell them, huh, that you don't have the videos this time, huh? Oh, giving you the silent treatment, so I'll deal with him later. But anyway, welcome to Gokaiger episode 26, and boy, I really wish I had the video for this, and you guys would have loved it. I'm going to tell you my rating right now. This was an automatic 10 out of freaking 10. This episode, how this episode plays out is actually off of the whole cliffhanger of, will Guy give the original Hurricaneger, the Gokaiger's Ranger keys so that they can regain their powers and, go out and save Marvelous Joe and Luca, who are stuck in a pocket dimension being tormented by one of the bad guys. Now, one of the things that I had always had questions on was, so what if they try to grab the Ranger keys? They don't have the little morpher thing, so they can't use them. And they showed me wrong. It actually turns out that because, they have to get permission to unlock the Ranger Keys' powers, they pretty much can reabsorb the powers from the Ranger Keys themselves, which I didn't know, and probably was so stupid I couldn't figure that out. But, anyway, needless to say, they give them back the Ranger Keys and reabsorb the power, and they go out to save the day. And there's also, this, in the pocket dimension. In my last review, I said the bad guy was completely insane. I mean, he could kill these people at any time, and he knows it, and he's just freaking insane. He does a lot of fourth wall jokes in here, and he really is insane. Instead of killing Joe, Luca, and Marvelous, he actually has them in this weird quasi game show thing where he asks them these impossible and stupid questions that no matter what they answer, of course, they're not going to be right. He just likes messing around with them and torturing them, really. So they really don't give a crap and don't answer anyway. And once the Hurricaneger get their powers back, come back into the, pocket dimension, and, they free Marvelous, Luca, and Joe. They do this huge fight thing. And actually, in a cool turn of events, the Hurricaneger actually show the Gokaiger why they were good in the first place. This is something I've been actually wanting to see in a Gokaiger meets an old team episode. You had Shinkinger, where the girl showed Shiba showed Joe how she's a very formidable sword fighter, but you never really felt like they learned anything from them. Now in Hurricaneger, the Hurricaneger and Joe, Luca, and Marvelous are tied up in chains, and the only way they can get out is to have the bad guy say "ding dong," and the Hurricaneger actually tricked the guy into saying "ding dong" and letting them all free, in a way that the Gokaiger never even thought of, even though it's the whole trick you into saying it by giving you easy ass questions, and you go, oh I know it, and then you get so worked up that you just say the answer without even thinking. And that was actually pretty cool. I liked that. I liked how the Gokaiger looked at the Hurricaneger and not I could have done that, dude, we didn't think of that. That was really cool. And I love that about this episode. I love the chemistry and the workings between the two teams, and this is actually a very good episode because it actually works more like a Super Sentai versus Super Sentai movie instead of actually just a run-in episode. You have more of an interaction between the two. You actually get, and this is really why I wanted this video to show you guys, is you actually get a two-team henshin process, henshin and roll call. And when I saw it, it was fantastic. And sure, there was a question of why didn't Guy turn into the Shurikenger, because Shurikenger's mech shows up, sure, but why didn't he turn into Shurikenger? And I just have this to say: I think it would have ruined the whole thing, because when they all morphed, you also had the Thunder and Lightning guys too, because Luca. I'm sorry, was it I think it's Luca and Joe, or it's Aime and Joe who henshin into the Thunder and Lightning guys. But I thought it would have ruined it, because when they do the group henshin, it's two teams. You need the two teams. You can't. Doing that would just kind of ruin the aesthetic for me, or any Super Sentai fan, because you'd be like, dude, it's just weird. But anywho, the action in this movie, I'm sorry, it's so good, I'm thinking it's a movie. The action in this episode is freaking fantastic. Some of the fight scenes, some of the choreography, some of the moves, the wire work. It's silly yet really cool looking. It's subtle yet goofy. And I love that. I love how it's like weird and awesome at the same time. It's stupid yet fun. And that's how Hurricaneger was kind of conceived in America, as a fourth wall breaking, laughing at itself season. And I can see that the Japanese counterparts are actually taking notes from the American series, like how whenever you get the Go Oljan, the wheels and the gears spin. When that never happened in Go Oljan, it only happened in Power Rangers RPM. And they even put in, I think, Mega Silver or Titanium Ranger, but he never showed up in the original Sentai of, I think it was Gokaiger 5. But that's not important. This episode, if I had to say, if you had a friend who didn't know Super Sentai, but did know one of the, he watched the old Power Rangers, he watched Ninja Storm, get your friend to watch this episode. This is a good introduction into Sentai. Why? Because you don't have to know everything about it. It gives you a nice fill-in, because these two episodes actually do fill you in with the whole plot. And and it's just a good chemistry. It shows why these two excellent teams are the way they are. And I just really wish the video, if the picture speaks 1,000 words, the video speaks 1,000,000,000 words a minute, because it's not just the jokes, it's not just the acting, it's actually everything around it, how the chemistry works, how they got it all together. The cinematography was actually pretty good, even though it was iffy sometimes in small places. Sure, there were stupid moments, but those things could be looked over and glossed over, and no one could give a crap. If I really, really had to say something here about this episode, it's, if this DVD comes out, if there was a DVD for this movie, I'm sorry, for these two episodes, I would gladly pay like $15 just for these two episodes right here, and just watch them over and over and over and over again, because this was a great episode. I hope Toei does way more episodes like this when they meet up with other Sentai teams, because this was grandiose. This is what I want to see when two legendary teams come together. And not just save it for the movies. Bring it in every episode. This is gokaiger. This is your 35th team. You gotta bring it. And especially since they could turn into every other goddamn team. Well, that's my review for episode 26. Now, stay tuned for episode 27, and hopefully a fucking episode this time, of episode 27, where Luca and Joe switch bodies. See you guys later.